And we're back after a week off for another live mic live stream. I hope y'all got the uh, the post I made this morning explaining this new format for the live stream. While I put Moose, I'll let Moosey sit down here. Uh, Basically, what's going to happen? The uh, the subject for today is our snap together kits true scale models or not. And what is going to happen here in a couple seconds, I am going to make a presentation about snap together models and give you some arguments for and against. And after I'm done with my presentation, take about maybe 10, 15 minutes. I'll open this up to the chat and we'll go on from there and we'll discuss the topic. Okay. So again, I welcome you to this live stream. And again, the subject for today is our snap together kits, true scale models or not. Now, why is this an important question? Or sometimes controversial? Well, it's controversial, of course, because there's two sides of it. You know, there's people who say that snap together models they're just toys. There's some that say, well, they are models. And both sides, lots of times, stick to their own point of view. It's important because it challenges the identity of the hobby, the respect and inclusion, skill recognition, and community division. And if you have a viewpoint on whether snap together models or scale models or not, put them in the chat. So what are snap together kits? Well, snap together kits are exactly that. They're kits that either by using pegs into holes or tabs into slots, you press them together, slide them together until they literally snap into place and there's no glue involved. And let me give you a brief description of snap together kits in the hobby. Snap kits go back to the early 60s. In the 1960s and 1970s, where companies like Aurora and Revell experimented with no glue kits to target younger builders. Now, this continued in the 80s and 90s, and the 80s and 90s were the growth period of snap together models. And Monogram joined Revell and Aurora to help push snap together kits further. They introduced car and aircraft kits that were easier to build and still look decent. And that brings us to the 1980s to the present. In the 1980s, over in Japan, there came along an anime series called Gundam. And the model company Bandai jumped right on this popularity of this anime series and started making snap together kits on Gundam. And they revolutionized snap fit engineering with their Gundam kits. And these kits featured advanced, highly detailed parts that snap tightly without the use of glue. They were molded in different colored plastics, so no paint was necessary. But optional detailing like panel lining, weathering was encouraged. That brings us from 2000s to present, and that's the modern day snap kits. And today, many snap together kits rival glue kits in accuracy and detail. Companies like Revell, Bandai, Meng, and even Airfix have released modern snap kits aimed at both beginners and experienced modelers. Now, I have a couple of finished kits here from my collection. And you're gonna have to, Moosey, calm down. Sorry about that. Now, just look at these and try to tell me which kit is a snap together kit, which kit is the glue kit. Now, really, the snap together kit is, of course, the X-Wing. A lot of you knew that because of the fact that Bandai has the rights to Star Wars. But if you look at the detail of it, could you tell the difference? If you didn't know that this was a Bandai kit, could you tell the difference? I tend to think no. Now, the only difference I see between glue kits and snap together kits are just that. Glue kits use glue. Snap together kits snap together. Glue kits are aimed toward more advanced modelers as well as beginners, but snap kits are totally aimed toward beginners. So let me give you a couple arguments here for snap kits as real models. Number one, they use real scale modeling techniques such as painting, weathering, and decals. Number two, they have the same scales and accuracy as glue kits. I just showed you that. Number three, they're more accessible to beginners and often just as detailed. And number four, they encourage the youngsters to have good build habits, how to read an instruction sheet, how to follow the instruction sheet, which parts to use when, how to build in the proper sequence and process. So if you have supportive views about snap together kits and scale models, put them in the chat. I have one more section here to cover, and we'll go to the chat. And that section is common arguments against snap kits as real models. Number one, they're seen by some as toys. Number two, they require less skill for basic assembly. Number three, they have fewer opportunities for modifications. That's true. You gotta almost be an engineer yourself to make parts to modify some of these kits. And four, sometimes they have simplified engineering. So if you have critical views on snap together kits, real models, put them in the chat. Speaking of chat, it's time. Let's go to the chat. Let's see who's here. John Christmas says, hi, Mike. Hi, John. John says, do you hunk snap its need glue long term? Can you clarify that? Okay, do you think snap? Okay. Do you think snap? Do you think snap its need glue what? Long term. Well, I don't exactly know what you're asking there, John, but on a lot of my snap together kits that I've done, I do use glue, and that's just to give them a little more, let's say, protection in case they fall over or fall off where they're at. I think one of the best kits for newbies is the Airfix starter sets. Yeah, that's a good kit. But okay, do you think snap kits need glue long term to keep them together? I really don't. I mean, there's some out there that do, but most of them no. Most of them, once they snap, you hear that snap, they are together. But like I said before, I use glue on them just in case. Gives them that added little bit of protection to in case they fall off of a shelf or table or wherever they're being displayed and they hit the floor. Give them an added little bit of protection from breakage there. Anybody else have anything to add to this discussion? I think, but here's the question, John. You haven't addressed the question. Do you think snap together kits are actual models or not? I actually think they are. They're just aimed toward a much younger audience. And we got to remember that. Simple answer, yes. Yeah, I agree with you. They're just aimed toward a younger group that really needs that, simplification to get some, finished models under their belt, get some confidence going. And really, that's what they're meant for. There's some in our hobby that obviously quite a bit from the numbers my build series on snap together kits have gotten that believe the other way, that snap together kits aren't real models, and I think that's a little highbrow, to tell you the truth. To be actually honestly truthful with you, I gotta I gotta keep an eye on the battery meter. My USB connector on the tablet is going wacko and it's not getting a full charge. So, I gotta make sure make sure the charge is up. So, anybody else here have any ideas on snap together models? Let's see. It's like snap together models still use advanced skills too. You got to do. You can do some painting, weathering, detailing, dioramas with them. Whoops. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Yeah, John says one of the best snap kits I've built is the Airfix Bugatti. And I've heard lots and lots of good things about that kit. I've seen lots of major YouTubers do videos on that kit. Yeah, I mean, and I think that it's up to us as experienced builders to push snap kits further so the kids, can get away from the screen and get into this hobby. It, it's a great hobby. And one of the best ways that kids can get into this hobby is with snap together kits. And yeah, like I think one of the best kits, the most detailed kit I've had it was couple build series. Well, it was 2 build series ago. It was the Millennium Falcon from Bandai, the 1/350th Millennium Falcon from Bandai. That thing was a detailed machine. I mean, for a 1/350th kit, the detail on that was unbelievable. And it went together great. Let's see. So, John, I've been so topic focused here. I forgot to ask you how's everything's going over there across the pond. Is everything settled down for you and stuff like that? I hope so. John says, agree. We need to promote the hobby to kids and stop being dismissive of the kits aimed at them. True. We have 3 people in here now. To those who came in, we're talking about the topic of whether snap together kits are real models or not. If you got an idea on that or a viewpoint, put it in the chat. Join the conversation. It's just Mr. John Christmas and I right now. So, John, has everything seemed to have settled down for you? I certainly hope so. Hope you're back to modeling. Me, I'm finally getting the. Yeah, that's good. That's good, because I know you went through hell there for a couple weeks. And we here at the channel, we're thinking about you. But I've gotten, last week when I was off, I not only did some work on the channel, which you will learn about in the video tomorrow morning, but I got started getting the workbench cleared off. I got the tracks done on the T80 tank and got them put on. Got all the other parts put on it, and all I got to do tonight after the live stream is put a clear coat on it so I can put decals on it, weather it, boom, done. So we are talking about snap kits, whether they are real models or not. Anybody have any idea of that? Anybody have any viewpoints one way or the other besides John Christmas? Let me know about it in the chat. That's what we're doing here. We're discussing snap together models. And I'm going to let you know right now, at the end of this live stream, I am going to put up a poll asking this same question. Do you think snap kits are real models or not? And I'll probably leave it up till the next time I come in here to write an outline for the live stream will be probably next Wednesday. So I'll leave it up till probably next Wednesday at about 3 o'clock. Give you about a week to vote on it, and I'll give you the results next week on the live stream. John says, got a nice ICM Arctic Cobra helicopter on the bench. What scale? What scale? What manufacturer? I'd be glad to know that. So, once again, we're talking about snap together kits here. Feel free to join the stream, join the chat. What scale is that helicopter, John? Who makes it? Scale 148, fits like a dream. Ah, Tamiya, huh? Either Tamiya or Airfix. Could be ICM. Now our friend Gola says he gets off at 3:30, which means he should. No, I see him. Okay. I knew it was one of the three because you said if it's like a dream, that's three that come to my mind. Yeah, I got, after I get that tank finished, I I'm in the middle of a, hold on, I'll be right back. I'm still in the middle of putting this together, the Mary Arctica paper model. And yeah, and this is going together pretty well. Uh, Still got a lot to do. Don't you think don't you think snap kits can be a bit box-like at times, especially AFV? Yeah. That's. I think sometimes that has a bit to do with the just the way they have to engineer them to snap together. Uh, Glue together kits. You just need to, engineer them to get put together a certain line, or a certain seam, where snap together kits, you got to think about, how this subassembly snaps together, and then how it fits into another part. There's a place in my presentation, I said there was simplified engineering. Well, some kits there are, but most of them, I think, there's a lot more thought that has to go into them when you're engineering them. And yeah, and a lot of that forces it to be box-like, just to make the parts slide together instead of, that's just a thought, I'll be right back. I'm going to put this back on the bench. Just wanted to show you that real quick. And yeah, but yeah, I think a lot of times the engineering's tougher on snap together kits than it is on beginner level glue kits. Let's see. And yeah, especially on the armored fighting vehicles, those have such differing angles. Like, look at that turret, Yeah. got 3 people now. Somebody say hi, welcome. Join the conversation. If you, I need you other 2 people out there. I need to know what you think about snap kits. Are they real kits or not? You know, hey, we got 4 people. Join in the conversation. Are snap together kits real kits or not? Are they or are they not real kits? Join in. Let me know your thoughts on the subject. Also, they tend to be limited subjects. John says also they tend to be limited subjects which could have an impact on likability. Yeah, very true. Very true. And yeah, I mean, and that it really is a shame that they're limited. I mean, most of your snap kits, I remember back in the day when there used to be cars by the dozens, like I said earlier when I was giving you the history of snap kits in the hobby. You know, Monogram and Revell had car and aircraft kits that were snapped together. I remember building them when I was a kid. And now about the only thing you can find in snap kits are Bandai and there's some Meng, Airfix has the quick build series. That's basically snapped together, but it's more like Lego on steroids. You know, but you're dealing with Star Wars kits now, or Gundam, or Pokemon, or Digimon, or whatever other kind of mon you could think of that Bandai makes. Uh, yeah, they are limited, and that's a shame for the kids. You know, it's. I mean, if the kids don't have a wide choice, why would they go into the hobby? You know, and if they want to build a model, of course they're going to go where they can have a choice, which is glue together models. And sometimes they're going to get something that is out of their league, and they're going to get discouraged, and they're going to go in front of a screen somewhere. And I had a comment from my which one was it? The state of the hobby video. Had a comment on that from somebody. I made the point where kids need to crawl before they walk, and they need to walk before they run. And this dude made a comment that said something like, well, with all the advances and tools and models and engineering and all this and that that's available, why do they have to walk before they run? They could just run. Okay. Until they grab a kit with the photo etch that they're doing before they're ready to, and it stops them in their tracks. I didn't say that, but I just thanked him for his comment and thanked them for watching and moved on. John says Warhammer with its quick builds and easy painting are attracting kids more than plastic kits. True, very true. And Warhammer is low. There we go. Okay. Uh, yeah. Warhammer's attracting a lot of kids. And hey, those are models too, Warhammer is our models too. And yeah, they are attracting kids. I don't know whether they're attracting them more than uh, snap together kids, but and they probably are because there's a hell of a lot of more choice in Warhammer than there are with snap together. A lot more choice, as you stated before, John. More choice. You that's another thing. I mean, but I can care less whether it's Warhammer or a snap together kit or a glue kit, as long as we're attracting more kids to the hobby. You know, we need young blood. We need young blood in there. And we got 3 people now. Join in the chat, people. Give me your feelings on whether snap together kits are true models or not. I've been talking with John Christmas here for about 38 minutes. We're having a good conversation. Should be at a bar. Oh, I wouldn't mind that. Being at a bar right now, well, Cubs game is over, so. Billboards builds. Hey, y'all. Hey, Billboards. John Christmas says, I look at Telford in the UK and you see a few kids only. They don't want to interact with what they see as grumpy old men. Yeah. John says, got a beer in my hand. Bless you, John. Bless you. I'm not worthy. Yeah. I usually save my drinking now till Saturday night. Saturday night, Fox Network here in the States has Major League Baseball game on. Then I watch that game. Hopefully the Cubbies are on this week because they're in New York to play the Yankees this weekend. So hopefully they'll have the Yankees Cubs game on. Me being a diehard Cub fan. Billboards Build says, I personally never liked snap kits, but I did build the small mongoose dragster, painted it and glued it, and it came out pretty cool. Yeah, I built many snap together kit when I was a kid, and you know, do I consider them easy? Hell yeah, I consider them easy now. I've been doing glue kits and into advanced things now. I have a couple Raptor pickup. I have a couple Raptor pickup. I'm going to use it to practice paint techniques. There you go. I mean, you missed my, I don't know if you missed my presentation or not, billboards, but I said that's one thing that snap together kits do for for modelers is give them a chance to practice advanced techniques. John Christmas says off track, but I love baseball ever since I went to a game night. Whoops, my there we go. Oh, let's go back here. John Christmas says off track, but I love baseball ever since I went to a game 19 years ago. Back for birthday in New York. Go Yankees. Actually, I like watching the Yankees. They're a pretty good team. Aaron Judge is just out of this world. But this weekend, okay, now we're getting into a nice discussion on this topic that is really what I wanted when I changed the format here. And now, one thing I need to know from you guys is I've noticed my receiver for my mic going out a couple of times. Hey, yeah, you're right, John. We'll see who has bragging rights next week. And hopefully I'll be gloating. It's not beyond me to gloat, my friend. But yeah, what I want to know from you guys is if it ever happens before this live stream is over, if my mic cuts out, let me know right away in the chat, if you would, please. Billboards Bills says, I too am a big Yankee fan. Was probably 5 when I first went at Yankee Stadium. That would have been early 70s. Yeah. You're just a little younger than me. When I was 5, it was 1968. Wow. I was born in 1963. Jeez, I'm old. But yeah, gee, I'm outnumbered here. Born 67. Yep. Yeah, I remember 68. That was a hell of a year. Everybody getting shot. And John Christmas, born 66. And something happened along the way. It steered wrong and made you Yankees fans. Go Cubbies. All right. Billboard Bill says, wow, I'm the youngin'. Yep. You're the baby of the bunch. So billboards, what you got on your bench right now? Yankees, New York Giants, New York Devils. Ooh, hockey fan, hockey fan. Let's see. Cubs, Indianapolis Colts, Chicago Blackhawks. Guess where I'm from? A 1965 Bonneville for build-off. Oh, you're in a build-off. Cool. Very cool. Like I stated before, I'm finishing off a T-80 tank, and I've got a paper model cargo ship on my bench right now. Paper model. I'm into everything. I do paper models. John's seen this before, but billboards, you probably haven't seen this before. Stephen Kessel, hey, you made it, buddy. Good to see you. Billboards, this is another model I made. It's a rather crude model of the mushroom cloud over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And Billboards Build says, had to put the other 6 kits to the side for now. That looks cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, like I said, I do a little bit of everything. I do metal earth kits. I've done about 3 or 4 of those. Stephen K. Yeah, there it is. Live long and prosper, my friend. So, Stephen, question of the live stream here is, what do you think of Snap Together kits? Do you think they're actual kits or not? Let me know in the chat since you're typing. Got a Seeking helicopter lined up next. Has had the pleasure of flying in one and even been winched down to a ship from one. That must have been fun. That must have been an experience to remember. I'm also building a 1/400th Titanic. Ooh, Titanic. For my wife, between kits for builds for my YouTube channel. Yes. Stephen Kessel, never had a Snap kit. So that means what do you think of them though? What do you think of them, Stephen? Do you think they're real kits or not? For everybody, this here is going to be the next build series on the channel. That'll be probably another week or so, week and a half till that starts. But y'all tune in tomorrow, because tomorrow's video, a kit is a kit. No, there you go. So there's another in the yes column. Everybody check out tomorrow, because if you want to know what I've decided to do with the channel, after last week's working little vacation. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to lay it all out for you. What's coming up for the channel. And there are going to be some big changes. There's some little changes, but the structure of this live stream was one of them, and this has turned out to be the best live stream I've had. So I think, well, let's get your opinion on it, folks. Let's get your opinion on it. We're 50 minutes into this live stream and going strong. We got 4 people in, 3 people on the chat, I believe. What do you think of the new format so far? John Christmas said, it was very scary as in a storm and had to get down to deal with someone having a heart attack. Winchman said, if got timing wrong, it would end up with broken legs. Wow. Talk about stress. Wow. So let's get some immediate feedback from you guys. What do you think of the new structure of the live stream? Billboard's Bill has always felt a snap kit is a good starter for beginners to whet their appetite. It's like Busch Series to Winston Cup. Exactly. And yeah, that's really what it should be for. It should be a starter step, not just for kids, but anybody getting into the hobby who has never done it before. Let them get into. John says, love the new times of stream. Yeah, I started that while you were still dealing with your problems, but I started that about a week before the vacation, and it was just, I got tired of nobody showing up and having to shut, and the people who were showing up weren't engaging. And the people who were engaging sat there and said, Mike, well, maybe these people are at work and they can engage, and they can't go on. So I thought, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and so I put up a poll and only 8 people voted. More companies could benefit from doing snap kits to help promote the hobby. Amen. It's just exactly what I'm saying. It's a passageway to get into the hobby, nice and easily and affordably. But back to what I was saying, I put out a poll. I gave people a choice, either 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. And it came out dead even. 4 votes apiece. So the only natural thing to do was to go to split the difference. I said 3:30. Bingo. Done. And I think that's going to stay. I think this format, this new format's going to stay, and the time's going to stay, because I think it's better for me. I'm not as rushed going into it as I was at 1 o'clock. I think I'm better prepared going into it than I was at 1 o'clock. I'm definitely more awake because usually at 1 o'clock, I'm just maybe about an hour from getting up out of my nap. So let me know what do you guys think of this new format of me giving a presentation and then opening it up to the chat. What do you think of that? Stephen Kessel says, I would say snap kits are like paint by number. Very true. John Christmas says, 8:30 at night here over the pond, which is great. I settled back with a beer and watching you. Hey, what else is there? You know? Insert air. John, you're just pumping my head full of air right now, and inflating my head. I know I'm great. No, just kidding, folks. Don't start unsubbing. So what I really do want to know what you guys think of this new format for the stream. I'm going to give it some time, so it's not going to change. I'd just like to know what you guys think, because this is the first week of it, and we're coming up to an hour now. We're coming up to an hour. The old way of doing it, I'd be back in the living room right now watching YouTube, because I'd have been signed off half an hour ago. What, buddy? You want up? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Moosey. Roll. Okay, roll over here. Hey, John. Remember him? Remember this boy? Yes. Yeah, my boy. Yes. John says, watching the earlier ones to now, you are so more chilled and stream flowing. Yes. Yes. It is, because I really it's one thing how could I forget star of the show? Yep, there he is, the Mooser. If you watch the video tomorrow morning, or let's see, it's gonna be 1:30 your time, 1:30 in the afternoon when it comes on. But when I talk about the live streams, the old format was way too loosey-goosey, you know? It was like I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know which direction I wanted to go. And yeah, so last week I just sat down and I said, well, you know, actually I asked ChatGPT how I should structure it. ChatGPT gave me a nice structure for it, and I went with it, and it seems to be working great. We are 10 seconds away from an hour. And we keep bouncing around from 1 to 6 people, but we've been on an hour. But anytime within the next hour, I know within the next hour I'm going to have to shut her down because, well, another hour it'll be 5:30. Dinner time 6 here, so I guess gonna have to shut her down at least at the latest. I gotta shut her down at 5:30. Let's see my mini Bernedoodle. Ooh. So billboards. But Bernedoodle, is that a Saint Bernard and a poodle? Have I got that right? A Saint Bernard and a poodle? Well, I can see that. Had a few videos to catch up on. Looking forward to more. You're gonna get more, John. You're gonna get more. I got one ready to drop tomorrow. One I'm gonna film tomorrow, which will be Burmese mountain dog and poodle. Still, that's another big dog, man. But standard poodle is not exactly small either, so yeah, I could see that. Must be a beautiful dog. Because Burmese mountains those are beautiful. Those are beautiful dogs. But as I was saying, tomorrow I'm filming a video on what you need to know when you're buying secondhand kits so you don't get, ripped off or waste your money. I think it's basically a remake of an earlier video, but I'm going to put a different spin on it. 30 pounds. Cool. That's cool. That's cool. And then John Christmas says, I have a beagle that I look after. Look after my daughter's way. He is mental. Yeah, well, I mean, beagles are hunting dogs. They're going to be mental sometimes. Well, I mean, Moosey will sit there and bark if a damn blade of grass blows the wrong way. Yeah, but he's a good boy. And let's see. The video after that I got in the works is going to be, I'm going to go over five airbrushes under $100. Give you the pros and cons and their uses and who they're best suited for and the like. Not food motivated. I've never met a dog that's not food motivated. Especially this one. Mine's called Dexter, and he will run for miles. Run for miles and will still want to go out again. Yep. That's a beagle for you. Those guys have energy. I've had beagles before. Those guys have energy after energy. And then some more energy after that. Yeah. And let's see. I forget what next week's stream is going to be about. I forget. But I got the outline out there in the living room, but I forget. Let's see. John Christmas says, "Yep, and eat me out of house and home. He loves staying with me because I spoil him rotten." Oh, you want to talk about spoiled rotten? Moosey has two toy boxes filled to the rim, overflowing with dog toys, and plus the couch in the living room is from one end to the other loaded with dog toys. And he has a cabinet in the kitchen devoted to all his treats. And he has a drawer in the kitchen devoted to his food puzzle toys. You want to talk about spoiled? What, buddy? I'm here. Make up my mind, dude. Yes. Good boy. All right. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? We've had for the first video, we've had a good discussion on this snap together issue, but I'm still going to put out that poll after the video's over. See how much. Ooh, I'm down to 53%. 53% battery. Yeah, we've had a good live stream so far. I think this is the best one we've had in recent times. By far the best one we've had in recent times. It's been the best attended, that's for sure. Lexi's favorite toy is lamb chop. She gets so excited, but it's also the one she destroys the quickest. Come on. Quickest, no matter the size, yeah. Moosey, I got this guy 2 real long snake alligator toys at Dollar General. And then they had a long snake monkey one. And those are the ones he plays with constantly. And he's got every one of them chewed up and the stuffing pulled out of them. And he comes up about 2/3 of the way to the end of the couch and drops it and expects me to pick it up and throw it to him when I'm on the recliner. Now I can't reach it. He'll sit there and look at me. He's like 3 feet away. My hand can only reach over to the end of the couch. He's like 3/4 of the way over and looking at me, wanting me to grab that damn toy and throw it. And then if I don't do it, he barks at me. I'd show him I can't reach it. He'll still bark at me. And eventually he'll get the idea that he has to move it closer. Yeah. Well, anybody got anything else to add? We're at 1 hour and 11 minutes. John says, my own dog died at the age of 18. He used to look at us, get his lead out, and he would jump on couch as to say, you joking? I'm not going out. Yeah. Lucy basically does the same thing, only I got to get the lead. He can't reach his lead. Or his harness. They're on my end table in the living room. Yes. Ain't that right, buddy? Bill says, Mike, what is your favorite model subject matter? Actually, my favorite subject matter is cars. If I have to pick one, it'd be cars. I just love the way car kits go together. There's a logic to it, A lot of times, especially the old AMT Ertl kits, those things go together excellent. So I'd have to say cars. What's yours, Billboards? John says, I love helicopters. I've built one helicopter in my time, and yeah, I had a blast doing it. I think it was an Airfix. It was an old Airfix. I remember the box. It was back last year sometime, but I remember the box. It was one of those. It was a white box. It wasn't red, so it was an old model. Yeah, Billboards, we told you ours. What's your favorite? As I pick my nose. Actually, it itched. Mine, cars and trucks, but mostly muscle cars and old drag cars. There you go. Muscle cars. Oh, love those. And things with cars, you're not really stuck to one color scheme, like you are on planes or ships or tanks. I have said it before, you can paint whatever the hell you want on your model. It's your model. But cars, you can really be free to do that because muscle cars very hard to get here in the UK. Yeah, your hobby shops don't really stock them, do they? John, go do what I do, John. Go on eBay. Go on Fleabay. Yeah, that because that's where I get most of mine. Because, like I've said before on the channel, nearest hobby shop, let alone model shop, the nearest hobby shop is 20 miles away. So I'm sort of forced to go the online, Fleabay or Amazon route or the online retailer. I like to build cars from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Yeah, I got let's see. I think it's a Model T from the 20s or 30s in my stash. Postage across the pond is stupid. Yeah, that's the thing. You guys have that VAT tax. Thinking about pissing off the Insanity podcast. Wait, let's see. Thinking about pissing off the Insanity podcast armor builders during the turkey shoot and make a Panther Pink Pro Street tank. Oh, you must be talking about Mr. Flory. One Philip Flory by name and his bunch. Oh, that'll go over like a lead balloon. Actually, knowing Phil, he'd probably laugh his ass off. Yeah, Trump's costing you a fortune. Yeah, well, we're not go into that, but yeah, I'm on the same mind as you there. Him and his damn tariffs. But that's enough said on that. Oh, Insanity and Automotive live chat will be live today at 5 PST. Okay. Mr. Flory will do more to piss you off. I like Phil. There's a lot of guys over there in the UK. Real nice guy. I met him a few times. Yeah, he seems like a good guy. I like a lot of those guys over there. Phil Flory, Matt Ball, Moss Miller, Alex Mann. Good guys. Luke Carswell. I do plan on when I get a little better at scratch building, making a Hell on Wheels Army tank. Ooh, Hell on Wheels Army tank wheel standing drag car. What's going to be the tank model you use for that? Use a nice little Sherman. You know. Oh, John says moderator for Alex. Moderator for Alex, man, met him and Luke. Yeah, Luke seems real cool. Luke seems real cool. Is Luke like an EMT, a paramedic or something? I think he's a first responder, isn't he? John, isn't Luke the first responder of some sort? Yeah, he's a paramedic. Yeah, that's cool as hell. The Hell on Wheels was based on an M60 Sherman tank. Yeah, get a nice little Sherman, turn it into a pro stocker. Oh man, I'm loving this live stream today. This is so damn fun. I'm enjoying the hell out of myself. Unfortunately, it's got to end here in a little bit. Papa's getting hungry. Big fat daddy needs to eat. I said eat, and Moosey immediately looked at me. I tell you what, if this live stream don't get views afterwards, something's wrong. Yeah, it's about 5 till 5, isn't it? Yeah, it's 16:53. So I'm gonna give it. I'll probably shut it off at about 5 o'clock here. And all right, let's see here. Yeah, I should probably shut it off about 5 o'clock here because I've got to, before I go make dinner, I got to go on to the YouTube studio and put this all public, which includes, getting the thumbnail and everything downloaded, which on this tablet can be a pain in the butt. Yeah, but this been a great live stream. Gives me great confidence going forward that I've made the right decision on this. So you need to look for your black armband when you lose to the Yankees. Well, we'll see about that. John, you do know what colors the Cubs are, don't you? You need a dark blue armband. Better yet, John. When the Cubs beat the Yankees, I want to see a picture of you with the 2016 Cubs World Series banner. All right, before I shut off, people, let's get serious here. Well, he might, but, Pete Crow's going to hit a couple, Kyle Tucker's going to hit a couple, Ian Happ's going to hit one or two, Dansby Swanson maybe, yeah, and then beat goes on. But let's get serious here. Dreaming. Let's get serious here. Let me remind you what's happening with the channel. Upcoming videos. Tomorrow morning, 8:30 here in the States, Eastern Time. John, that'll be 1:30 your time over there across the pond. I'm going to give you the channel update video. Gonna lay out everything, all the changes that are taking place either immediately or in the future with the channel. You don't want to miss that. The next few videos I'm going to produce will be what to look for when buying secondhand kits, how to keep from wasting your money and getting taken. 5 airbrushes under $100 will be after that. And after the airbrush video, we're going to start the first glue-based kit build series, the Cromwell, Airfix Cromwell. Gonna start it with a review of the kit. And I'll let you in on a little extra tidbit here from the video tomorrow. I am not going to do any more video build series using a snap together kit, at least for the foreseeable future. And this is has nothing to do with what we talked about today. It has everything to do with numbers. I put out the three videos on the Revell Imperial Walker kit, which was a snap together kit. They ranked out of 10. They ranked 8, 9, and 10. Last one, after 2.5 days, only has 19 views. That don't cut it. So no more. And my other videos barely made 50. So that was the Gundam and the Millennium Falcon build. So no more. Not for the foreseeable future, at least. So I want to thank you all for showing up today and having a great discussion. If you have any comments, any more questions after I sign off, please put them in the comments section. Remember, there's going to be a poll afterwards, going to be up till next Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So vote on that. Let's see. I covered. So that's everything. All I have to say, well, you know what we say around here. Never stop pushing your modeling boundaries. Until tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern. Bye-bye.